Patty Loveless was born Patricia Lee Ramey on January 4, 1957, in Pikeville, Kentucky, and raised in the close-knit coal mining community of Elkhorn City. Her early life was steeped in the sounds of bluegrass, gospel, and traditional country music, echoing through the Appalachian hills. These surroundings didn't just influence her, they defined her. Her father, a coal miner battling black lung disease, and her mother, who encouraged music in the home, created an environment where singing was both an escape and a form of expression. Harmonizing with her sister became second nature, shaping the emotional clarity that would later define her voice. The hardships she witnessed growing up, economic struggle, illness, and resilience, left a deep impression, later surfacing in the emotional authenticity of her songs. Rather than polish away her roots, Loveless leaned into them, allowing her upbringing to remain central to her identity as an artist. This grounding would become her greatest strength, setting her apart in an industry often drawn to gloss over grit. Early inspirations and the dream of Nashville. As a teenager, Loveless found inspiration in trailblazing women of country music like Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton, both of whom rose from humble Appalachian beginnings to national fame. Their stories made success feel possible. Encouraged by her brother Roger, she began performing and traveling to Nashville in pursuit of a music career. During one early visit, she sang backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, catching the attention of established performers and gaining confidence in her talent. These formative experiences didn't bring immediate fame, but they affirmed her direction. Nashville represented more than opportunity. It symbolized validation. Yet the journey wasn't smooth. The music industry demanded persistence, and Loveless quickly learned that talent alone wasn't enough. Even so, she held tightly to her identity, refusing to compromise her sound for trends. Those early years of striving, learning, and growing laid the groundwork for a career built not just on success, but on authenticity and emotional truth. A difficult start and lessons in resilience. Loveless's early adulthood included both personal and professional challenges. She married Terry Lovelace in her late teens, and together they performed in small venues, blending rock and country influences. While the partnership offered experience, it also brought strain. The demands of a struggling music career, financial pressure, constant travel, and uncertainty took a toll on their relationship. By 1986, the marriage ended, marking a turning point in her life. Rather than retreat, Loveless used the experience as fuel for growth. She returned to Kentucky briefly, regrouping emotionally and creatively. This period of reflection deepened her understanding of heartbreak and perseverance, themes that would later resonate in her music. Her ability to translate personal hardship into universal emotion became one of her defining qualities. Instead of presenting a polished facade, she allowed vulnerability into her work, making her songs feel lived in and real. These early struggles didn't derail her. They sharpened her voice and strengthened her resolve. Breakthrough and rise in country music. By the mid-1980s, Loveless had reestablished herself in Nashville, where her talent caught the attention of MCA Records. Signing with the label in 1985 marked the beginning of her rise to prominence. Albums like If My Heart Had Windows and Honky Tonk Angel introduced her as a leading voice in the neo-traditional country movement. At a time when country music was leaning toward pop influences, Loveless stayed rooted in tradition, which helped her stand out. Her songs carried emotional weight without losing musical clarity, connecting deeply with audiences. Hits like Chains and Don't Toss Us Away showcased her ability to deliver both power and vulnerability. Critics and fans alike recognized her as an artist who honored the past while remaining relevant in the present. This balance became a hallmark of her career. Rather than chasing trends, she built a reputation for consistency and sincerity, earning respect across the industry and establishing herself as a lasting presence in country music, the peak years and defining hits. The 1990s marked the height of Loveless's commercial and artistic success. Albums such as Only What I Feel, When Fallen Angels Fly, and The Trouble with the Truth solidified her reputation as one of country music's most compelling voices. Songs like Blame It on Your Heart and How Can I Help You Say Goodbye became signature hits, blending emotional storytelling with memorable melodies. What set Loveless apart wasn't just her vocal ability, but her interpretive skill. She didn't just sing songs, she embodied them. Each performance felt personal, as if she were sharing lived experiences rather than delivering lyrics. Her work resonated across generations, appealing to both traditional country fans and newer listeners. During this time, she also earned multiple awards and industry recognition, including honors from the Country Music Association. Yet even at the peak of her fame, she remained grounded, focused more on the integrity of her music than on celebrity status. A creative partnership that shaped her sound. A major influence on Loveless's career was her partnership with producer and husband Emery Gordy Jr. Their collaboration brought a new depth to her music, blending technical precision with emotional authenticity. Gordy understood her voice in a way few others could, helping craft arrangements that highlighted her strengths without overshadowing her storytelling. Their relationship extended beyond the studio, providing stability and support during the demands of a music career. Together, they created a body of work that felt cohesive and timeless. This partnership allowed Loveless to evolve artistically while staying true to her roots. Rather than reinventing herself to fit industry trends, she refined her sound, deepening its emotional resonance. The trust between them translated into music that felt honest and unforced. Their collaboration became one of the quiet success stories of country music, a reminder that strong creative partnerships often shape the most enduring art. Returning to her roots with Mountain Soul. In 2001, Loveless released Mountain Soul, a project that marked a return to her Appalachian roots. The album blended bluegrass instrumentation with traditional country storytelling, earning critical acclaim for its authenticity. Rather than chasing commercial success, Loveless focused on creating something meaningful, drawing directly from her upbringing. The result was a deeply personal album that resonated with listeners who valued sincerity over spectacle. She followed it with Mountain Soul 2 in 2009, further exploring the sounds that shaped her early life. These projects reinforced her role as a bridge between country and bluegrass, preserving traditional elements while keeping them accessible to modern audiences. For Loveless, this wasn't a reinvention, it was a reaffirmation. By returning to the music of her roots, she reminded both herself and her listeners of what mattered most: storytelling, connection, and emotional truth, friendship and musical bond with Vince Gill. One of the most meaningful relationships in Loveless's career has been her friendship with Vince Gill. Their collaborations in the 1990s, including memorable duets, showcased a rare musical chemistry built on mutual respect and understanding. Loveless has described Gill as more than a collaborator. He's been a steady, supportive presence throughout her life. Their voices blended effortlessly, creating performances that felt natural rather than rehearsed. Beyond music, their friendship has endured through personal and professional changes, grounded in shared values and a deep appreciation for the craft. Gill's encouragement and insight helped Loveless trust her instincts, reinforcing her commitment to authenticity. Their bond highlights the importance of genuine connection in an industry often driven by competition. For Loveless, having someone who understood both her artistry and her perspective made a lasting difference, shaping not only her music, but her confidence as an artist. Moments that define their connection. One particularly powerful moment in their shared history came during a tribute performance, where both artists were visibly moved, demonstrating the emotional depth of their connection. Performances like these revealed the sincerity behind their collaboration. This wasn't just professional harmony, but a shared emotional language. Loveless has reflected on how these moments reminded her of music's deeper purpose, connection rather than recognition. Their ability to support each other through challenging moments, both on and off stage, strengthened their bond over time. It also showed audiences a different side of country music, one rooted in empathy and shared experience rather than spectacle. These defining moments added another layer to Loveless's legacy, illustrating how relationships can shape not just careers, but the meaning behind the music itself. A lasting legacy of authenticity and grace. Today, Patti Loveless is remembered not just for her chart success, but for her unwavering commitment to authenticity. She gradually stepped back from the spotlight, choosing a quieter life while still making occasional appearances that remind audiences of her enduring talent. Her legacy is built on more than awards or hit songs. It's rooted in honesty, resilience, and respect for her craft. Loveless represents a version of country music that values storytelling over spectacle, emotion over image. Her influence can still be felt in artists who prioritize sincerity in their work. Through her music and her relationships, she has shown that lasting impact comes from staying true to oneself. In reflecting on her journey, it becomes clear that her greatest achievement isn't fame. It's the trust she built with her audience, offering songs that feel as real today as they did when first recorded.